Who is going to be the next Nino after Nino?
The next Nino.
That's a really difficult one to answer.
It's a huge question mark.
He's greatest of all time.
I don't think anyone would argue with that.
But for him, that's not enough. With his role and his fame, he wants to leave a bigger footprint than just a racer.
The older you get, the more you are aware of what am I leaving behind me.
The racing is a big part of us, but it's not everything.
So, guten Morgen miteinander. Hey, High Five. Hey, hallo. Are we here off the track walk?
In Switzerland, kids don't pick up a downhill bike, they pick up a cross-country bike, right? That's absolute. You know, that's all down to Nino. That's the pathway that he forged.
Yeah, we are here in Huttwil, the Bike Revolution race. We're doing a track walk with the under 13 category. Check out some lines and give some tips. Und nachher einfach locker bleiben bei so Sachen. Einfach den Lenker nicht zu fest haben, Lenker locker in der Hand haben und nachher so wie Stecken runterfahren. I got so much of racing my bike in Switzerland. I just want to give something back to the race community.
Cross-country racing is Switzerland. Like, I don't think it exists like it does in that country anywhere else.
I would love to if that keeps going and we have more talents coming up.
To be part of the development of new talent. That's something what I, through Frischi, learned quite early. He was a talented young rider that had good results in the Swiss races. That's how we got interested in him, and he made the team. The team, it was called the Swiss Power Mountain Bike Team. It gave the Swiss talents a chance to get developed in a professional team. I'm with the team now since 22 years, together with Frischi. The first couple of years I was actually still racing. He was the star in the team.
17 World Cup wins, Olympic medalist, a legend of the sport.
I was kind of team owner and athlete at the same time. I think in that time a bit kind of a mentor to Nino. He knows exactly what you need as an athlete and what you clearly don't need. I was actually able to benefit from his perfect setup. He was exactly what we were looking for our story of that development team. We were building up something. Together we achieved big.
Und nachher da, was gibt's für Optionen? Wer ist da schon gefahren? Was haben wir? Wo willst du fahren?
Ja, zwischen du und dem da runter.
Dann so ein bisschen wie runterrutschen, so fast ein bisschen rutschen lassen, oder?
If you'd asked me if he cared about that next generation thing even a couple of seasons ago, I probably would have said no. I think there's been a change now in that I have heard him speak more about Frischi's influence on his career, representing Switzerland. How can I affect what's to come? And you're seeing kind of the ripple multipliers of that with the latest generation of racers.
Nino did Absa Cape Epic with Filippo Colombo this year. Another Swiss rider, a younger Swiss rider, so that's massive for him.
Nino inspired each Swiss mountain biker that has born after him, I would say.
It's really nice to race with Filippo.
Who has always said that Nino's been his hero. He's a bit younger, he's always looked up to him.
He's not a big talker, but still a funny guy.
Hey.
If it was an asshole, I would have choose this team to join, you know.
The Cape Epic is like, it's like the Tour de France for mountain biking. It's the stage race that everybody wants to win off-road.
Cape Epic is for sure different because you are a team and you need to perform together.
Pairing up with someone else is something that for sure that we are not used to.
You need to think about where your partner is, but you also you share the good moments, but also the bad moments. Having such a strong partner, it's the best. What could you wish more than having the strongest on your side?
This day, just I think multiple things happened for the first 2 hours of racing. That was feeling great. Then the rain started and I lost a few gels. And suddenly I couldn't follow anymore.
It looks like Filippo Colombo is a little bit in the hurt box today.
William Vittoria now see an opportunity on these fire roads high up in the mountains.
It was the first time he showed the weakness.
But he's got a great partner looking after him.
When you get in this moment where you get dropped, you also some of a sudden you like mentally feel bad.
So important for Filippo to communicate well with Nino, exactly just at which pace he can go.
There's not much time to communicate. Quickly give him a gel.
His last gel.
Start to pace slowly again.
As fast as the leg were allowing me.
Get him back into the rhythm.
The strength of Nino is always able to take right decisions, even in a really stressful situation.
It is Filippo Colombo and Nino Schurter. You can see the fatigue on them. They're going to hold on to those yellow jerseys, but we are in for a race on the final day here at the Amstel Cape Epic.
Nino took good care of me.
That's what you try to do at the Epic, to help always the partner that is in trouble. We were able to keep damage under control.
Having weathered the storm, Schurter and Colombo, they are now in charge. It is a dream combination for Scotsram MTB. The dreams do come true. Victory at the 2025 Amstel Cape Epic.
Nino Schurter's legacy is already here. It's how fast the new generation of cross-country riders are riding.
When I started mountain biking, he was already a long time at the top, and back then, when you wanted to win a World Cup, you had to beat Nino.
I think he's for sure set the bar of the sport, of where we need to be, and he's pushed all of us to a higher level, and it's taken us a damn long time to catch up to him.
It took me a while, longer than I wanted to.
When I grew up, it was always Nino on television.
He was always the athlete to admire.
When I was young, then under 23, I met Nino because I was on Scott bikes. So at that point, I was like, I riding here with the legend, knowing a little bit the tricks.
If you look at racers today, their style of cross-country racing is the Nino Schurter style of cross-country racing. Wheels never really pointing the same way, jumping, finding lines in rock gardens.
Schurter made his own line there and he now goes to the front.
He has always been a big inspiration for me growing up.
I was always watching him at Absalon, ripping it in Calabi back then.
20 years of racing. I mean, he's been winning World Cups for so many years.
I think he raced maybe 2-3 generations on the mountain bike, and he was always able to keep up.
Season after season after season. That's what's incredible.
If you're watching riding the trails and you see how smooth he goes, how intelligent and smart he rides.
My first full lap on his back wheel, it was definitely a day or a moment where I could learn a lot.
He brought cross-country to the modern era.
And then I turned my computer on a couple of weeks ago and I saw that Bjorn Riley, Emily Johnson had signed to Scotsram.
No, I don't think I thought I would be on the same team as Nino Schurter like in July last year, to be honest.
It's super special to be a part of this team.
They've got two young racers still learning their craft, both of them dripping in talent.
It's cool to have fresh blood in the team and a completely new generation also. For us, already in the team, it's also sometimes opened our eyes and see, okay, this is a new generation, they approach it differently. What can we take from them?
It's for sure super cool to be a young kid joining the same team as Nino Schurter, Filippo Colombo and Andre.
They can all kind of teach me some things that I do not know.
Can you imagine being under the awning with Nino Schurter? What an opportunity to have Nino, like the man who has done it all.
He's the one guy that's been able to put his foot down and show everyone what's good.
His racecraft is like obviously incredible.
I think I'd just watch and learn everything I could about the process.
And that's not just learning when you're on the bike, that's
preparations.
How he approaches race day.
What time do we have to be here? What time do we have to be there?
You know, how he composes himself.
Kit, bikes, talking to mechanics, sponsors, talking to team management.
I don't know much about all this.
Then doing the bike riding bit.
I kind of just like riding my bike.
It's the thing I love the most to do in the world.
There you go.
But this is all going to hinge on their ability to learn. They've got an unbelievable chance here to become the world's best.
I would be stoked to be in such a team and learning from the best.
And if they can master that, they are right underneath the table of just where the best crumbs are going to fall from.
Nino grow up into this role as well, to be ahead of the other athletes, the other teams.
So who is going to be the next Nino after Nino?
The next Nino.
That's a really difficult one to answer.
There's a lot of people behind. They want to be like him, but you have to be a good person to structure the cycling world.
He doesn't stop just with racing. He realized that he can move a whole lot more than just us on the edge of the seat on a race Sunday.
And now what's next?
He can do other things that have quite an impact. Start the Bike Revolution race series in Switzerland. Be very engaged with charity organizations in Africa.
His legacy's big. It's much bigger than the athlete, the person, the wins. It's bigger than mountain biking, really. Yeah. I'm not sure we'll see another Nino.